Is writer's block a myth? Well, it kind of depends on who you're talking to, right? People who are in the midst of writer's block right now may say like, no, it's not a myth. I'm feeling it right now. And people who are not having trouble with writer's block are gonna say, yeah, it's a myth, because I know how to take care of it. I don't have a problem writing songs. But is it really a myth? So where is this coming from? Why am I asking you these questions? Last week in the Facebook group, I posted a picture that asked people what is the cause of their creative block or their writer's block. I had some people saying it's a lack of time. Some people said sobriety can cause writer's block for them. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But I had an interesting response from my friend Chuck Thomas. Some of you may remember Chuck from a past video that I did. Chuck is a previous winner of the American Songwriter magazine lyric contest. He wrote a song that actually won the lyric contest. You can watch his interview here, so check it out. But Chuck said something interesting. Chuck said writer's block is a myth. And the fact that if you have writer's block, it just kind of means that you don't know what you're doing, because anybody who knows how to write a song won't have writer's block, because writer's block doesn't exist because people can always write songs. But is that the case? I can definitely see it both ways. So part of me says yes. Writer's block and what people experience or call writer's block, I think it's a real feeling. I think people really do feel like they can't write something, or their ideas are not coming, or they just don't know how to move forward in a creative endeavor like songwriting. But I also think that Chuck is right, because I think writer's block, in the way that Chuck is looking at it, he's saying there's never going to be a time that you can't write a song, because if you know how to write a song, you can always write a song. And I think what Chuck is trying to say in his own Chuck way is that if you know techniques and you know different process to write songs, you don't have to always rely on inspiration. So I get it both ways. I felt like I can't write anything, but at the same time, I always can write something because I know how to write things. I know how to start from a prompt. I know how to do free writing. I know how to do object writing. I know how to write from a melody first. I know how to write from lyrics first. I know how to, develop a title. I know how to find titles. So honestly, sometimes if I'm quote unquote blocked, sometimes I'm really just not into writing, right? Like I just don't feel like it. Or maybe the day is so busy that I'm like, ugh, I can't think anymore. I can't be creative. I can't do that. But for me, that's not necessarily writer's block, but it can feel that way. So I wanted to make this video to really tell you that if you're feeling writer's block, one of the ways that you can combat that feeling and you can combat writer's block is to focus on learning the craft of songwriting. And when I say craft, I mean what are tried and true processes that you can use. Step-by-step processes that if you start with, let's say, a prompt or a random word or something like that, how can you then know exactly how to structure a song and then write a song? And I think that's the point that Chuck is trying to make. But I'm curious, put it in the comments. Do you think writer's block is a myth, or do you think it's something that's real? I know people really experience it, but what Chuck is saying is, if you know your stuff, you're not going to be stuck. And Jason Isbell has said something very similar. He said that he doesn't get writer's block. He can always write something because it's not his job to judge what he's writing. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of us make too, is we start judging what we're writing too soon in the process, and it stops us in our tracks because we're worried about what people are going to think. We should just write in the beginning and then edit later. So I just kind of wanted to throw it out there because Chuck's point was, is writer's block a myth? It depends on who you're asking. Some people would say, yeah, it's a myth, because if you know how to write songs, you should be able to write a song. But some people are sitting out there, and I know you could be one, where you're like, but I can't write a song right now. So I think that the key here is when you feel like that, go back to the technique. Don't wait for the inspiration. Do the perspiration, do the work, and then the inspiration comes later. So if you want to learn some step-by-step processes on how you can develop writing songs and developing the craft, make sure you watch this other video that's on the channel and hit subscribe if you like what's happening here at Home Songwriting. And look in the description, we also have a live meetup group. We meet on a monthly basis. You can join us via Zoom and get involved with other songwriters from all over the world, the United States, Canada, UK, India. We've got people coming from Australia. It's pretty cool. So join us with At Home Songwriting and check out this next video.